All right. Good evening, cyber friends. It's the Middle Man again coming at you from Walk Studio back here in Studio B. And we want to say we give God all the praise and honor, and we give Him all the glory. We thank Him for life, health, and strength. Thank Him for as well as it is. We also want to thank our inner circle of friends. You know who they are, and everyone that's do observe and see these videos that I post uh, just about on a daily basis. I try to share with my cyber friends the things that I'm up to. Nevertheless, as you see this title of this here particular video, it said "Dark Clouds Rising." Dark clouds rising, and matter of fact, this is probably gonna be another song that I will write. This probably gonna be another song that I will compose and come up with. I'm thinking about it. I was sitting here and I was in the room with House of Jazz just not too long ago, but I don't think he saw me in that room. It had a lot of people in there and everything, so I knew I had to this thing inspiration came to me about Dark Cloud Rising, so I decided that I needed to go get out of there and go and jot some things down and get my software loaded up and everything, do a video on it, and that way I know that I would have it embedded because I can always go to YouTube and find this video. Dark Cloud Rising, people. Let me be the first one to tell you that I've had my share of dark clouds in my life. Oh, yes. I've had my share of dark clouds in my life. And I'm quite sure all of you who's going to take a listen to this video also have had dark clouds in your life. And matter of fact, you have lived some years. In other words, young people don't know nothing about necessarily, unless they just really come from a really bad background and they had a hard life coming up. They don't really know anything about dark clouds. I mean, from childhood up to about maybe 12 or 13 years old, unless those children have been abused in some kind of way, and whether it be sexually abused or whatnot, whatever kind of abuse it is. Now they have seen some dark clouds. I will say that because that is a hard pill to swallow as a child to be brought up in that type of environment, and it really gets on my nerves when I even think about it. People mistreating children. I can't stand that. I can't stand it. God knows I can't stand that to mistreat children. But at any rate, the dark clouds rising, what I'm speaking of now is when, and like I said, we all have them. We all have had them. And believe you me, I believe, my brothers and sisters, that as long as we live, there are always going to be some dark clouds that's going to rise in our lives from time to time. I heard someone say, it's not my saying, I got this from somebody else, but they say, you're either in a storm, coming out of a storm, or getting ready to go in a storm. And believe you me, I have seen that myself. I'm a witness to that. Matter of fact, like I shared with my brothers and sisters and my sister Jennifer, and my brand new songwriting partner, I must report that we are doing very well. I need to take my hat off to Jennifer. Because Jennifer is really a warrior. She's a real warrior, and she stick with things, and I like that. In other words, she don't give up, and she very, very got a lot of energy, and I like that about her, and it keep me on my toes. In other words, so we want to just give her that shout out that she's one of the inner circle. She's one of my inner circle friends, like her and Jackie and Hammond Man and Sister Kate and Linda and Lena. All those are my inner circle people. I know, I've over the years, people, I've seen some dark clouds rising in my life. And I could go all the way back, but I won't. But I'm just gonna just give this recent example. In the last 2 years, I battled with gangrene twice in the last 2 years, 2018 and this year here, 2020, back in July when I was admitted back into Phoebe Putnam Memorial Hospital with gangrene, infected leg to the core. I mean, I couldn't even keep water down. I was just that sick. It'll come back up. My body was messed up. And being, like I say, if I hadn't got immediate attention, old Mitty Man perhaps wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all tonight. Those are dark clouds, people. But through it all, God saw me through it. That's one thing. I got a testimony. I mean, in 2018, I was at my home church. It was February the 9th. It was on a Friday night. And we was having, I was the director of the Pastor's Aid study. I had my two sisters, Sister Anna Mae Joyner and Sister Ruth Bussey. And some of you may not know her as Sister Ruth Bussey, so I'm going to give her her whole maiden name as well as a married name, Sister Ruth Morgan Bussey. They were the two sisters that they actually volunteered to help me with the Pastor's Aid study, because being also, not only was I deacon, but I was also minister of music. So a lot of times I would be, when during the offering time, when we did collect the Pastor's Aid funds, I would normally be tied up playing the keys, and so they would go and they would do the job for me and take the offering basket or whatever we used at that time to take up the money. And so, like I said, we was there that night. This was a program that was for our former pastor, Dr. Donnie Green, Sr. And I was sick, people. I was sick and didn't even know it. I got all this in my book. If y'all get my book, I cried many tears. All this is in my book, and you could see. And I think I've well documented those things in my book. But nevertheless, I got sick that night. It was February the 9th on a Friday night. And I'm going to tell you, I don't remember a whole lot of that night in the beginnings. The only thing I remember is after I had done went through all the tests at Patterson Hospital in my hometown of Cuthbert, Dr. Giatti told me that I was going to lose that toe. That toe was gone on that left leg, on this left foot over here. And really, it did. Dr. Morgan over in Albany, Georgia, at the vascular clinic, my vascular surgeon at that time, he had to take it off right there at Phoebe Putnam. And now, I went through that storm, and I was getting over it. I mean, it was a lot of things that was going on with me at that time. And then, like I said, people, these were dark clouds rising. And then this year, back in July, that same leg got infected. I was sick as a dog, believe me. And I think I was worse this time than I was the first time. But nevertheless, those dark cloud was rising. But nevertheless, God saw fit. And he got me through that. And right now, I sit here before y'all. In other words, I don't have a leg on my left. I don't have a left leg at the bottom. It's cut below the knee. But nevertheless, I have a life. And we give God the praise for that. And I got a few other issues with my heart and stuff like that. Also, this right leg, I got some things going on with that foot that I got to get. They're taking care of it. But we trying our best not to lose nothing on this right side. We are praying, and Mitty Man's going to ask for all of y'all prayers for this year, for my health issues on my right leg and foot, that it will go ahead on and heal. And matter of fact, the podiatrist did a great job when I had to go to Dublin here to the main VA hospital here, and I had to go to Dublin, Georgia on Wednesday. and they dressed it up and everything and got it all fixed up for me. So I'm asking y'all for your prayers, and like I said, for these dark cloud rides, and I could say many more things, y'all. But like I said, if you wanna know the story, go get my book at Amazon.com. Amazon.com. Go to Amazon.com and get the book and everything. Like I said, dark cloud rising. But my book is called I've Cried Many Tears, and it will tell you the story, and you'll see what I'm saying. It's many things that we go through in life, and like I said, these was not my words, but they were some good words. You're either coming out of a storm, in a storm, or getting ready to go into one. So in other words, remember, the dark cloud would rise, but God is supreme, and He will take care of you. I'm a living witness that He will take care of you through those dark cloud rising and through those storms. All you got to do is just put your trust in Him. Sit back and just let the doctors do what they got to do, but you put your trust in God. And with that said, me the man gonna sign off here. I got some more songwriting I want to do, and I'm gonna load up the software. I'm gonna probably end up going back and try to check out the House of Jazz, cause he was playing a lot of good music from the '80s. And the '80s is my decade. I love the '80s. And matter of fact, you could say I'm stuck in the '80s. Really, I'm stuck in the '80s. That was a decade for me. It was one of the best decades of my life. And so with that said, Billy Man gonna say we are gonna bug out here, and you remember, y'all, whatever you get into, if God is not in it, get on out of it, because it's gonna come to nothing. And remember, check Middy Man out, the Ministry of the Middy Man. I'm doing a few live feeds on Facebook now, as well as on my Blog Talk Radio. I'm not gonna stop doing Blog Talk Radio, people. That was my platform that I started my Bible study on, and I'm going to try to keep that platform going as long as I can. In other words, until they take it off or whatever. But I am going to be doing some live feeds on Facebook and YouTube, as I've been doing. In other words, in the Ministry of the Middy Man. The Ministry of the Middy Man is what I told y'all on the last video. It is music and word. Music and the word. Unadulterated. I don't add nothing to it. I don't take nothing from it. I tell it like it is. If you don't like the truth, then I advise you not to look at my videos. If you want something sugar-coated, don't look at my video, because you will find no sugar-coating on there anywhere. So with that being said, y'all be blessed. Have a good day. In other words, remember, if God ain't in it, come out of it, because it's going to come to nothing. This Middy Man saying peace and good night.